I would, and the way I had been doing. I certainly, from using TikTok, a lot of people came over to my Instagram from there, but it was really just sharing my anecdotes and telling stories in a slightly flowery way, you know.
None of them had ever been. None of them knew the original sin of capsules in the palm. Con's questions were increasingly outrageous. We need someone like him in this town, don't we? Everyone tries to get a nibble out of him. He just gets it. His is the mind on the tarmac. Meanwhile, others have been resting on their laurels. One have been resting on one's laurels. I want to go back and correct everything. I still aspire to say certain things. If nothing's ever going to change, I might as well stay. Are you raising your game? What's your favourite colour? My favourite colour is the eyes of the men in the hallway. They've arranged. They've arranged to see certain things. They get it. It's about being smarter. It's about being smarter with your time. But who doesn't aspire to close the door and never reopen it? I wasn't to talk about how pervasive it was, or how pervasive I felt it was, or how everyone around here had an uncle or two. Everyone around here had an uncle or two who would set up invisible parameters. The spirit level on the passenger seat. The new human mind. The new human mind polices itself nicely.
What do you want? I'm fucked up. I get it. So I'm sorry. I can't be more sorry.
Alfie, they put two on Mars. The Wright brothers. They called it incorrect. Aldrin, Armstrong, the Wrights, Branson, the Aero Club, the Aero Club to take over Muswell Manor and the remaining bungalettes. Leave it to the Shaw brothers, flying afield, short sheppy sheds, rank grass, gratify the public desire for flight. Ignore Alfie. Ignore Alfie violin. He never flows. Alfie, you can't need to face facts. You can't not face no facts. Imagine how these times confuse me, Alfie. Aldrin, Armstrong,
listen to some stuff, but it's crap now. It used to be so much easier. Well, it used to be quite uniform, didn't it? Yeah. There's some new units, yeah. And all of that business. I keep saying this, I got accused of selling out. So when I left Sky TV, but Murdoch commercial station to go and work on the BBC, I was accused of selling out because I went to terrestrial TV. But you always get accused. Definitely hate the word. You know, sellout is usually coming from someone that's just miserable, who's sat in their ass. I think that's. Sellout is usually coming from someone that's just miserable, who's sat in their ass. I think that, so I left Sky TV, but Murdoch commercial station to go and work on the BBC. I was accused of selling out because I went to terrestrial TV. But you always get accused of selling out, and I hate that expression. There was a comment on it.
The club giggled when he left. He hadn't been able to say anything off the cuff
I mean, that's so strange
for a while now.
It is, and Physical magazine is probably Q, it's the biggest magazine, alongside Mojo. And then you've got, lots of little freebie magazines underneath it that are fresher, more, not open-minded, but they pick up on other things that probably the main music magazine wouldn't. Crack, Loud and Quiet, Clash, I think. Quiet, they're physical as well, and they're free, you know.
Physical.
And they're good, and they're pick up.
They're free. They're physical and they're free. He hadn't been able to say anything off the cuff for a while now.
The Crack and Loud and Quiet, they're physical as well, and they're free, you know what I mean? And they're good, and they pick up on lots of bands. It's bad news, isn't it? It's just like
He always used to try and introduce himself to the gaffers. He'd apply his urine-soaked hand to the back of my head. This is my kid boy, and I'm keeping him on the shandy, don't worry. Both Haig and Blair identify as alcoholics at this point, the leaders of the two dominant parties. The club giggled when we left. French Ron comes in for betting, but sometimes he'll go for the high bottles, especially if he's with an outfit. He's after a woman 19 years his junior. Pen as stubby as the case lagers I had at home. I'm described as a disgruntled ex-employee, a mess, a sludge-type matter. As for Ron, we have days in common, but never evenings. I had only the perimeter fence, and it's dark. And it's dark whenever I'm put back out. Torches had been mooted, but torches hadn't been baked in. The new drought was in front of us. I get him to drive me out to the picnic spot, well appointed with litter bins. I hadn't been able to sleep all night, but I lay burning with angry sadness. I tried to inhale the sound. The opening of the bistro seemed to be peered into. But they keep drawing on. The key is to stay in one room so I don't spread my bitterness around. Nobody is interested in my take on the folk horror revival. What else do I have? What don't we have? We keep a copy of Jim'll Fix It in case Lawrence Fox comes round. You never had it so good round here. You're entering the new human portal, the lunar world of free rentals. You're always at it. I've seen you mowing the lawn one-handed. Everybody's at it. I paused and looked him straight in the eye. I still have my off days, and that's what I'm interested in. Your off days. When time seems to stand still. I turn to Con. He gets it. Get him a membership card. This is what a good memory looks like. Alfie. You can't force someone to look at a meme. Unless you are a citizen journalist who needs to earn a buck. I am anathema. I am anathema. Athena cards was anathena. Athena cards was anathena. I was Anathena, but I found Athena. They already made the slog over to our garage. But what was I to tell them they were here for? I was your hype man. How are you fixed for box sets? I vomited out this sort of question. I dribbled out things I'd read. I'm waving season 2 of Sons of Anarchy in front of their noses. This one's about a bunch of guys riding their hogs. But why so few rentals from my immediate family? My parents have expired, sure, and cons can't reach the 18 purchase. That's what we called 18s. whenever Con's parents came round. What are these? Never you mind. These are perches, they remain high. There's interest aplenty from a divorced neighbour. She sniffs through one nostril on arrival, and whenever she moves around, she clears the throat. I think it's all territorial. I wonder aloud if this is why her marriage ended. Con's awful. He gets people at it. Do you keep the slipcase? Con's dad won't be able to reach those. He shouldn't be looking at them anyway. They're only invited to the launch because my parents have expired. My mind polices itself. I sense a cover-up everywhere. A man has been nursing his filtered coffee for a bit too long now. Must be cold. How's your drink, mate? Nothing. I said, how's your cup of joe? I was getting ignored in my own rental store. What's it waiting for, Con? Has he had a form? He doesn't want to join. He just ordered a ploughman's. And when I said we didn't do food, he got all shitty. Put Brokeback Mountain on, Russ. That will scare him off. Then I thought, hold up, what's to stop us sticking a tray of waddies out for customers? Tinned fish on white and brown. I don't do mayo, I'm old school. I don't do new school. I heard a bit of movement from the toilet. Tinned fish. Tinned fish. And you've got to liven it up with a bit of Simon Mayo. Otherwise it's just wrong. Set fire to his tie, said Con. But he wasn't wearing one. Get out of it, I said. He said, trying to reach the front door. What does a good memory look like, I said. I only have a small supply. I'm a bit of a hypocrite, I said, during my lunch break. Con puts an open cigar packet in front of my nose. Want a fag, Russ? His gaze is still fixed on the TV. Michael Eavis. In his armchair. You don't just dislike someone because of a photo with some writing. You have to draw mental lines across them. Cables and things. And if it's you that's written the lines, it's called a meme. But you can't hover behind random people trying to pay for their shopping. It's swiping a card left, right and centre. You can't like or dislike people. You can't force someone to look at a meme unless you're a citizen journalist who needs to earn a buck. If we're going to go ahead with this, I need to draw some red lines. I'll get some paint, said Con. No, not that sort of line. A mental line, a boundary. This whole station is crawling with old Bill, yet my mind polices itself. It polices itself nicely. Look at the 18s. I perched them high up. I don't even lock the toilet anymore. It doesn't lock from the outside, does it? We'll lock it from the inside and just bail out the window, if you can fit. You're wondering what happened to the song Love on the Thames, aren't you? No. I'm wondering what you've done with those 18s. I purged them to keep them away from your dad. He'd be like a dog with 2 joysticks if he can reach them. The naughty stuff. Let's not throw him a bone. Let's go into more detail about the perches and the naughty stuff. We don't want to upset the Gary Linekers of this world.
Yeah. He's a retro. A retro, absolutely. I'm an old soul, really.
You customers must think I'm Santa. You see other people doing it and think, how bad can it be? Then before you know it, you're on the forecourt pretending to like snooker. You're trying to understand the new human mind. If I say lovely jubbly,
Have you ever got it hideously wrong when your brilliant joke has been met with a stony silence and a withering look?
If I say lovely jubbly enough times, will I be admitted into the new human portal? On cases and even slipcases, where do we see ourselves? What does a rental look like to you? How does a generic case land? It's to stop us ending up in a local nick. The other red line. Nobody to come in and use the toilet. Legally, we don't have to provide one, as long as we're not serving meals. These questions were never put to the recipients of kindness. Their canvas is said to be one of misery. Next door notices the case for another film on a workbench. I don't like her. She sniffs. A friend sends me pictures of her memes. I had this conversation recently. They're not her memes. It's someone else who puts the writing on her picture. It's like if there was an advert on the side of an Uncle Gus and someone puts loads of filth on there. The divorcee clears her throat again and leaves with her films. Not bad for a morning's work, I said to Con when she came back. Con, I can never tell if you're working hard or hardly working. I'd had that stored up for a while, but only wanted to use it after I'd had a big rental. Con, but she had gone inside to check the toilets again. That seemed a good note to close the garage door on for lunch. I started to explain to Con about the bunch of Teds who lay in wait for me outside the hall, how they put me on light duties, how even to this day I keep a record of everything. 13th of October 2021, I'd been followed to the station by a man with a huge beard. One day, I will return to hospital And then who will look after the Talbot? The key is to stay in one room. I think that's it.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you, everyone. Trying to get this deep box. Yeah, thank you, Russell. Yeah, round of applause for Russell, please. And Jasper and Ruby. Thank you for coming.
That is actually